Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Brittany Jennings coming to you live from the Seniors Blue Book through Zoom. And today I am joined by local experts, and we are going to be discussing Parkinson's disease and some of the options around town that you can partake in to enhance quality of life and get some really good information. So I want to introduce our ladies here with us today. We have Francesca from A Perfect Solution for Seniors. We have Alex from Parkinson Place. And we have Claudia from Pineapple Yoga Studio. Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How are you doing today?
We're doing good. I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Good. Alex, you look good. Your chair matches your dress. Everything set up, color coordinated.
Thank you. I'm a TV person, so I believe that, if they're going to log on, I'm going to give them, as much as I can.
Exactly. We got to give them a show too, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm over by the John Ringling Bridge today because, Sarasota's beautiful, so why not? So I want to get started. We, a lot of times, and Alex, we can attest to this together, that we do a lot of educations at Parkinson Place and cover a lot of topics. And I think that it's really important to be able to educate on Parkinson's disease. There are so many that do suffer from this disease, and the good news is there are so many experts locally here in Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte counties that can assist and that are there for you. So I want to jump over and let each person kind of explain what they do, whether it's Parkinson Place or your business there that you're at, Claudia and Francesca. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, and we'll start with Francesca.
Okay. Well, I'm with Perfect Solutions for Seniors. We are a caregiver companion company, private duty. My mom started this about 15 years ago. But a background on me is I'm also a speech language pathologist. I've worked with a geriatric population for over 10 years. So that's my background. What I bring into Perfect Solutions is marketing, but also that educational outreach. I go to different facilities and educate either about whatever's in my scope of practice, and that includes Parkinson's disease.
Awesome. And we'll go to Claudia.
Hi, everybody. I'm Claudia, and I'm the director of the Dharma Footprint Project, which has a Parkinson-specific yoga program. We've been doing it at the studio, at Pineapple Yoga Studio, for about 3 years. And that kind of practice is a chair yoga practice, which is adaptive and accessible to practitioners that are suffering or affected by Parkinson's disease. We really focus on the issues affecting Parkinson's patients, like balance, gait, strength and coordination, cognitive coordination as well. And we do yoga practices to settle the mind as well. So we do mindfulness and meditation to support you in the mind, body, and spirit, so you feel whole and peaceful.
And we're going to, on Friday, actually, at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a meditation and stretching class with Claudia that I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
And Alex Redman, the CEO of Parkinson Place, tell us about all the great things that happened there at Parkinson Place.
All right. Well, number one, we're very thrilled to be here on Seniors Blue Book on your Zoom channel. And we're so happy that Larry Hoffheimer, my chairman, is actually waiting to join us right now. So
I see that.
Perfect. So Parkinson Place is a 501c3. We are a nonprofit organization. And we are just thrilled to have more than 1,400 members who are absolutely amazing. They are living with Parkinson's disease, and we absolutely love them. It's the most amazing group of people. They show up every day, Monday through Friday, and they partake in more than 60 programs that we offer free for people living with Parkinson's disease. There is never a charge. So we have everything from a fitness class where we get up to 80 participants and they all know each other. We have art classes, music classes, singing classes, voice therapy. We have people that teach everything, or we also have caregivers, support groups. And we have developed the first ever peer program, which is specifically for people living with Parkinson's disease, that is run by people living with Parkinson's, because it's one thing to have a caregiver running the group or someone from our organization running the group, but that's not the way it should be. People with Parkinson's deserve their own platform in a private setting where they can share their thoughts and they can talk about their spouses or their caregivers and know that they're not going to get lambasted for that. So that's what's happened. But of course, much of this has changed right now, and we've been incredibly successful in reaching membership, old membership, people, our 1,400 members, and new ones as well, because outreach is everything. So we would absolutely love to invite people to come and partake in the many things that we offer now, and we'll get into that a little later.
Awesome. Hey, Larry, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in my car.
That's okay. It's nice to see you. Will you introduce yourself and, of course, your role with Parkinson Place?
Yes, my name is Larry Hoffheimer. I am the chairman and founder of Parkinson Place and the Parkinson Research Foundation. And I'm so excited about what we've been able to do for the past 15 years.
You are incredible. You and your team have meant a lot to me personally and to so many people in this area. So thank you for what you've done to create such a wonderful program.
You're great. It's very exciting for me too.
Well, I want to kind of jump right in. Oh, sorry, go right ahead.
I'm sorry, Brittany. If you want, because Larry's not going to be a part of the show, he's just going to watch us. So you can take his video down because he's sporting the Don Johnson look right now. We love him. If you
All right, there we go. So we know you're there, Larry.
Okay.
So I think it'd be great to jump over to Francesca and just kind of discuss what's on your heart today and what you'd like to share with everybody. I am going to share my screen because we do have some great things that you do want to share with our viewers.
Yes. So what I like to talk about with Parkinson's disease within my scope of practice as a speech language pathologist is that most of the time people think of Parkinson's disease as only a motor disease. And we have to know that Parkinson's, there's a cognitive deficit that could apply as well. And 40% of cases will have some type of cognitive decline. And that's where that speech language pathologist comes in. As a speech language pathologist, we focus on speech, voicing, cognition, as well as swallowing. And so what Brittany's showing you here is the global deterioration scale. This is something that I have used in my career, is kind of where, when I do a cognitive screen or a full evaluation, is I want to see what the baseline is, cognitively what they can do. And that's going to give the family a baseline of what that client can and cannot do and what can we expect. Now, for Perfect Solutions for Seniors, this is something that we offer to our clients, a cognitive screener. And again, it's just that baseline, because as we all know, Parkinson's is progressive. We're going to have that decline, and we have to find out what that new normal is and how we can support the person in the best quality of life that they can have, as well as maintaining that safety. So that's kind of what's always on my heart, is we're just explaining to people that Parkinson's is more than just motor, because we have it in our mind, a very binary system where Alzheimer's disease, oh, that has dementia, and Parkinson's is just a motor disease. And cognition decline does happen in Parkinson's as well. As far as Perfect Solutions for Seniors goes, for me, I'm always educating, even our staff. I do one-on-one education within our client's home. What is the best way to communicate with this client, and reaching out to the skilled services. If I see a client that hasn't had skilled services in a while, I'm asking why. As with Parkinson's disease, we want to have a therapist in there every 6 months to reevaluate the situation. Is there a better way that my caregivers and CNAs can provide services? Do they need to have a exercise program at home that caregiver can continue with that client under the supervision of the skilled therapist? So it's more of getting out there and having everybody have this interdisciplinary approach for a person with Parkinson's.
Absolutely, and I've got this still pulled up. I know y'all can't see or possibly you might be able to see the screen here. This is my first time over doing a group session with sharing it on here, which is incredible technology. So as you can see, level 1, and it goes through level 5. Is this something you mentioned that you do go through with every single one of your clients that is diagnosed with Parkinson's, or how does this kind of work a little more into how you deal with your clients directly?
So we call this, or I call this kind of like our cognitive differentiator. So we do this with someone who has Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or sometimes people just want a baseline. And it goes down to level 7. There's a second page. So there's 7 levels of the global deterioration scale, this was developed in the 1980s. Not only do therapists use this, doctors use this as well. And it just goes down to, okay, well, this client, I did a cognitive screener or a full evaluation, and they're a level 4. At that level, we maybe want to start looking at having a caregiver in that home, because as they decline, we might see that they're not wanting a new person in their life, or there might be more hesitant to that. And then again, it's that baseline. As a therapist, I'm always looking for that baseline. I'm always thinking, okay, what is our baseline? And since Parkinson's is a progressive disease, my goal is not rehabilitation. My goal as a therapist is always, how do I habilitate to where they're safe and that quality of life is preserved as much as possible? So it's two different mindsets, and we were going to do something in April, because April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and so I'm hoping that maybe later on in the year or maybe next year, who knows, how, depending on the disease process, how a therapist's mind work and what our goal process.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to have you and Julie from On The Go do
Yes.
a session at Parkinson Place this month. That was going to be the plan. So we got Alex and you on the same call, which is good. So thank you so much for sharing all this information. And again, Francesca's with A Perfect Solution for Seniors. So we'll make sure that you have all her information by the end of this post. And I think next it would be great to go ahead and jump over to Parkinson Place. And I'll go ahead and pull up your website, Alex.
All righty. Well, I think that this is the most important thing that we are focused on right now. And that is coronavirus, COVID-19, how this affects people with Parkinson's, because our Parkinson's community and their caregivers / care partners have been turned upside down. This is going to be the new normal for however long that may be. And our mission at Parkinson Place is to continue our warm, inviting environment, offering all the things that we do, but teaching our members how to use Zoom, teaching our members how to go to the website and access our videos. We have everything from speech therapy, we have dance, we have exercise, we have yoga, everything up there. The same things that we had, the same instructors, and more new ones as well. So we're adding classes for that. But the most important thing that we can do right now is take some of the scary out of all of the scariness that people are hearing. So what we're doing is we are every few days, we are updating our website so that when people go here, and all you have to do is enter your email. Actually, we could go back to the previous picture, because this is just the bottom of the website, but all they have to do is enter their email, which is right there, and they will be able to access the answers to their, how does COVID-19 affect you if you are living with Parkinson's disease? And of course, it affects the caregivers as well. So our medical director is a fellowship trained neurologist. He is a movement disorder specialist. And he is also, God bless him, Dr. Gonzalez, who is an Intercoastal Medical Group physician, is doing rounds right now at both doctors in Sarasota Memorial. So he can tell people how to protect themselves, what they need to know if they go to the ER, and all of that great information is going to be on our website so as not to overwhelm people. They to log on once. So that's one of the things that we're doing right now. I would say another thing is that besides the videos, we have a video library of most of our classes. Now, all of our instructors are starting to put together Zoom videos or send us videos. Another thing that I did was I went to all of my New York, Los Angeles, and international fitness instructors and asked them if they had some Parkinson's specific classes that they could send us. And now you may want to pull up the video that we have of the MELT method and play the video, because we can show you a little bit about this. This is Sue Hitzman, who is the creator and founder of MELT method. And she did this specifically for Parkinson Place members. And of course, membership's free. So there's no reason for someone out there with Parkinson's not to go to parkinsonplace.org.
Absolutely.
So this is Sue Hitzman, and she developed this. And this deals with chronic pain. But again, this is specific. Everything that we do is specific to to people with Parkinson's. So I'm not sure that this is the workout video, but anyways, this is maybe it goes a little further into it. But she developed Melt, and Melt works with, you see that's her right there, Sue Hitzman. So it's all to do with chronic pain. And then I think that the video itself is the one above, maybe the one above it, but this is what it is. All you need is a little foam roller. So that's another thing that we're doing there. And at the beginning of the actual, yeah, this was the Melt Method free trial, but if you go to parkinsonplace.org, then you will find, you will see her video that was made specifically for us. And then what else? Well, we're also, we have our Rise and Shine flyer that I sent through to you, which shows some of the classes that we have on there right now. And that is something that our wonderful director of programming, Susan Valisi, who is amazing. She's also a care partner for her husband, who's a member. And she created this wonderful flyer, and it lists all of the classes that we have right now. And that includes, we have a young lady by the name of Shannon who does speech therapy there. So as you scroll up, you'll see that we want to encourage people to not just lie there in bed or sit on the couch and watch TV. So you see it's got the new class video that was added, which is Tongue Twisters with Shannon, who's very well trained in the Loud program. So she knows all about that. And of course, we have Dancing with Parkinson's with Lamus of Sarasota Contemporary Dance. I even embarrassed myself and put up a video the first week that we weren't able to go into Parkinson Place. Of course, we ceased programming immediately when we realized that this was not a safe environment. So there you go. There's all these things free, parkinsonplace.org. And yeah.
Awesome. Again, everything you guys do, I've been, I guess, a part of your organization, whether in some kind of sponsorship level, for about 6 years now. And it's just incredible, the programs you have, the education, the support. So please, if anybody in the area or even out of the area needs support with Parkinson's, definitely reach out to Alex and the team at Parkinson Place.
Thank you.
Mwah. So, and I told you I'm new to this technology to share the screen here, so it'll get better and better over time, but we did accomplish showing those things there. And I want to bring up too, as we move into Claudia, I have a video that we're going to show at some point, but I want Claudia to go ahead and talk about Pineapple Yoga Studio and how what you're offering, I'm assuming on the digital side of things. This is from your digital library here.
It is. So the Dharma Footprint Project is also a nonprofit, and we do a diverse number of classes, not only for Parkinson's, but for recovery from addictions and anxiety and depression for veterans and traumatic brain injury. But we immediately transferred our content online when we gathered that coming into the studio was no longer safe for our clients. So this is one of two videos which are 1 hour long, specifically designed for Parkinson's patients. And they were developed by me and Carrie Aslan, who is also trained in adaptive yoga and accessible yoga, which is a therapeutic yoga modality, which is safe and it's accessible to anybody that can sit on a chair. So the purpose again is to likewise facilitate the maintenance of strength, the maintenance of coordination, the maintenance of feeling good in your body, so that also your emotional well-being stays intact, especially now that many of our clients that are close in terms of community are isolated in their homes. When we are in studio, it's both for the patient and the care partner or loved one. Everyone is included to participate. But this is an online resource, also free and accessible to whomever needs it. And we have 2 links that we could provide you and everybody on this call. Also on Facebook, we could share it there as well. Whatever works for everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, after we complete our session here, then I'll have, each of you, I'll get all your information so that when people want to come and take part of your services, that they're able to reach you through your phone number, your website, your Facebook, all that good stuff. So I want to thank you all for being here today. I do want to leave it open right now if I have the Facebook open, Facebook Live, if anybody is watching and does have any specific questions for these folks. But for any of you three, is there anything that you would like to leave the audience with? Any words of wisdom?
Sure. I mean, I'll go first if no one else is ready. I think that it's really, really important that no matter how you feel, we're all going through the same thing right now. And somebody this is for all of us, including you guys, not just our wonderful Parkinson Place members and care partners. But somebody said to me about 3 weeks ago on a Zoom meeting, why are you're all dressed up? And I said, well, yes. And it's part of my work day. And they said, well, why are you dressed up? You're working out of the house. And I said, I understand that. But it's very important to wake up in the morning, get up early, don't sleep away, put yourself on a schedule. Even if you're not working, get up, put something on that you like yourself in. Put a lipstick on if you're a girl. Guys, brush your hair, brush your teeth. And if you don't have work to do, go for a walk. If no matter what, it's really important to get your head out of the funk. I know it's really hard, but take comfort in the fact that we're all doing this together. And then if you can't pull yourself out of the funk, call a friend that might be in a funk, because that's how we've been able to network with all of our Parkinson Place members. There's some people, I don't have their phone numbers. So I would say email me at aredmond, with an E at the end, at parkinsonplace.org, because we want to connect with each and every one of you and care partners as well. But I just think it's really important to set goals throughout the day. If you have a pet, it really helps, because a pet will make you go outside and take them out. But again, I think it's really important for your own esteem to get yourself up, have a cup of coffee, and if nothing else, write down your experiences. Write down some memories that you had. Think of things that made you happy. And you can use a method that I used to use when I took acting classes many years ago. It's called sensory perception. What you do is you think of something that made you happy when you were a child, and a smell, and then you conjure up that smell. Was it your grandmother cooking or your mother cooking? And you close your eyes and it takes you back to that time. Or do you still have a toy from your childhood? Bury your nose in that toy and smell it. Or if there's a scarf or something that somebody that you love made for you, touch it, because it's sight, it's smell, it's what you hear, and it's feel. Those are the sensory things in life. And I guarantee you that if you start to think positive thoughts and only, watch local news, because the national news is going to it's really, really difficult right now. We have SNNs doing an amazing job of giving us stories of hope, because after all, without hope, where are we? And that's the message that Parkinson Place always wants to spread and raise, is all about hope.
Thank you so much. You made such excellent points. And I totally agree with you. In the beginning of all this, I definitely didn't feel like getting up and getting ready and what's the point, but you really do feel better, and you get a routine, you make a checklist for the next day, and you just keep on being productive and I've been reaching out to friends and family that I haven't talked to in forever, and it's really neat to, to feel those connections.
Absolutely.
What about Francesca or Claudia?
Well, I was going to say, just to kind of piggyback, now more than ever, we realize our lives don't happen in a vacuum. And that goes with any progressive disease. We pay so much attention to that client who has Parkinson's disease, but also we got to look at that caregiver. We have to look at those family members that are going through it. And that's why I like Parkinson's Place. I've been there a few times, talked with Susan, and that they have those support groups, and that, this disease, any progressive disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, we have to look what we can do to support ourselves and keep our spirits lifted. because the biggest impact of quality of life that a lot of the Parkinson's person with Parkinson's says is not the motor issues, it's the depression that sets in, the fatigue, the pain, the things that we don't see. So I just to piggyback on Alex, is just keep doing. And as a therapist, I always say to my clients, what's the routine? What's the schedule? What are you waking up for? You know, I woke up the other day because like I have this brand new red lipstick, and that is my makeup goal is to rock a red lip, and you know, just those little things that keep it going. So I totally agree. And then if anyone has questions, you know, or sometimes people, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to look. Give me a call, Alex. You know, we'll work towards what you need. And I always tell people, you know, if I don't know the answer, I know someone that knows the answer, and I'm going to keep digging for you.
Exactly. Thank you.
I would just say that to encourage our members and everybody affected by any disease, not just Parkinson's disease, that we're all in this together and that you are never alone, and not to ever feel that you are alone on an island, because you are not. There are many people that see you, that hear you, that want you, and that care for you, including this entire panel. And moving is such a vital, vital part of that sense of well-being, because when you stop moving, you stop circulating your blood, and then all of those emotional things set in, like depression and anxiety. A little bit of movement, anything that you can do will go such a long way. Even if it's just watching 5 minutes of one of our videos, that might just be enough to put a smile on your face, and just know that we love you and we care about you.
Thank you, ladies, so much. You've touched my personal heart.
I'm sorry. Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
Okay, good. So the Zoom app. I have to say thank you to Zoom, and I'll tell you why. Because with Zoom, it's allowed us to be interactive. Like the four of us are talking, but truly what we want to do is we want 100 of those squares filled with people that are able to. Maybe they're not all interjecting, but at least they're there with us. This has allowed us to connect, and connecting is everything.
Yeah.
So we're talking about feeling alone or depressed, but this is the way to reconnect. So if we can just teach people, and I've been very successful with teaching our members how to use Zoom. Very successful. There's not been one that I've shown how to use it that doesn't know yet. So I think it's an amazing thing. So we need to, well done, Brittany. And
Zoom is incredible. This has been, we've been able to reach so many people, because obviously there's so many people at home, and so many people that are in need of resources, or now they're looking at pre-planning a little differently with this happening. People are saying, I do need to have a plan in place. I do need to have resources. So I'm happy to be able to have the Zoom platform to be able to provide that to people at home right now. So I definitely want to thank you three for joining today and spending your time. I really appreciate each of you.
Appreciate you, Beth.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to hug all of you, hug my computer screen.
Let's do a frame grab of this. I'm going to take a picture before we.
Oh, yay.
We can post it up on, actually, I turned my phone off. So
yeah, actually, if everybody smiles, I can do a little print screen action here.
That would be awesome.
All right, let me back up. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. There it is.
Yay.
Nailed it. All right, for everybody that's watching, we've had a lot of people jumping on and off, and a lot of people will continue to use this video as a resource. So we want to say thanks to everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time. Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. Nice meeting you ladies too.
Bye.
Bye.